Hey, what's up guys? My name is Blake and today we're gonna be alright, something just doesn't feel right. Hold on. Whew, alright, that feels much better. We're gonna be talking about 5 things that can help you guys edit and shoot with your 360 camera, Insta360. Let's go. Alright guys, so I just shot a video about, I don't know, a couple weeks ago about the Insta360, doing like a general overview. So today I figured I'd give you guys 5 tips to help you guys shoot and edit with your Insta360 camera, whether it's the 1X2 or the 1R, doesn't really matter. So we're gonna be talking about some shooting stuff, we're gonna be talking about some editing stuff inside the app, so let's get into it. All right, so the first tip we're gonna talk about is aspect ratio. So we're talking about how we're trimming up our actual footage. So whether it's 16:9, 9:16, 1:1, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to upload to or whatever you're trying to share it to, that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. You're gonna want to change your aspect ratio. And you're gonna know how to do that. So when you're inside the app, you just select the clip that you want to change the aspect ratio for. All your options are gonna be at the bottom. You should see the aspect ratio little symbols. It should say 16:9 or 9:16, whatever it's on. Just go ahead and click that, and then you can choose all your different aspect ratios. Any aspect ratio you want, even super duper wide. You can do a bunch of different aspect ratios. So like I said, if you're going to TikTok, if you're going to YouTube, if you're going to Instagram, whatever you want, change the aspect ratio for the content you're putting out. Let's move on to tip number 2. All right, so tip number 2 is shoot in log. So when I say shoot in log, there is a setting on there. Familiar with cameras, you know what shooting log is, but if you're not familiar with log is, basically it's just like a flat color profile. So you know how you can put it in like vivid and cool and all these other color profiles you can set the camera for to automatically color your footage. So if you don't like to color grade, then you can automatically put like a vivid or some sort of other filter that on there that you want to film in all the time. But if you want the best look possible, you want to go for log. So shooting in log is going to do 2 things. It's going to make sure that nothing's overexposed in your footage, and it's going to flatten everything out a little bit so you retain a lot more of that high dynamic range. So your brights will be bright, your darks will be dark, and all that stuff. Nothing's going to be blown out, everything's going to be exposed right, and then it's going to be easier for you to color correct down the road. So tip number 2, shoot in log. All right, tip number 3 is going to be shoot with the end in mind. So what I mean by that is once you get a camera like this, you're gonna wanna play with it a lot. You're going to wanna experience what it's like to shoot with it, what it's like to get different shots with it, what it's like to edit with it and all that stuff. So when you know what the camera is capable of, whether it's mirrorless camera like I got on here, or if this action camera, whatever it is, you wanna make sure you know what it's capable of, the look it produces and all that kind of stuff, so get really familiar with it so that you know what's possible, what the capabilities are of that camera. And so you know what different types of looks you can get for different types of shots and what camera you need for this shot, what camera you might need for this shot. So when I say shoot with the end in mind, make sure you know what this camera is good for you, for your shooting style, and how it fits into how you shoot, what you like to use it for. And then you can get more creative with that when you're actually shooting and recording. So for an example, I was rollerblading the other day, me and my wife were rollerblading. I saw this truck, it's a pretty sweet truck. And so when I was skating by it, sorry, those mosquitoes are like insane. So when I was skating by it, I could see, I could almost like see it in my head, the camera coming up on the truck, going out, going underneath it, coming back out, and then panning back to me. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's that clip right here. I knew that this camera could do that for me. Since I knew that I was capable of it, I had it with me, I opened it up, I hit record, did my camera movements that I needed to do, and then the end result is exactly what I knew it was gonna look like. And that's because I've played with this camera, and I know how to get the shots out of it, I know what it looks like, and I know what it's capable of. So shoot with the end in mind. That's tip number 3. All right, so tip number 4 is sorry, those mosquitoes are, like I said, they're insane. They're getting me like really, really bad. It rained a lot over the last couple weeks, and it's like, I'm not joking, you can hardly even come outside because the mosquitoes are so freaking bad. Right, anyway, tip 4 is gonna be use the AI feature. So Insta360 in their app has a lot of artificial intelligence features to help you with editing, to help you with all that kind of stuff. So because this shoots in 360, shooting everything all the time. So sometimes editing, especially when you're not used to it, when you're not used to a camera like this, it can be overwhelming, it can be a pain in the butt. So they do a good job of using the AI to assist you in whatever you might want to do. The biggest feature is going to be that auto tracking. So it does automatic subject tracking, so it can automatically detect faces. You can drag it over a subject, whether it's a dog or an inanimate object or a person or whatever, and it's going to track that subject as much as you want through that clip, whether it's the whole clip, half the clip, a quarter of the clip, whatever. It'll automatically track that kind of stuff for you. Another thing that it does is when you use certain, there's a section on the app called stories, and so you can actually pick you basically, you pick a shot. It's got a bunch of example shots. You pick a shot, and here's a bunch of, I shot a bunch of these actually for this video, but you pick a shot, you select the clip that you already recorded, and then it automatically detects the subjects and all that stuff that it wants to, buildings, structures, anything it needs for that clip, and it automatically makes all your camera movements for you using AI. So if you just got this camera, or if you want to get this camera and you're like, well, it's a 360 video, how do you edit that? How do you make your camera movements? Use the AI features first. I strongly recommend that because it's going to show you what the camera's capable of, what the app's capable of, and then every time after that you can say, oh, okay, it does this. This is how you make this camera movement. You can actually record with something, like I said, the last tip, with the end in mind, because you know what it's capable of because you used all those AI features when you first got it. So tip number 4, use those AI features. Oh, I just got stuck. Holy moly. Oh. All right. I got stuck on the slide. So tip number 5 is going to be auto tracking trimming. So what I mean by this is inside the app, once you get in there, you shoot a clip, you figure out say you want yourself to be tracked in this shot, the entire clip, right? So you get in the app, you select the clip, it opens up, you select yourself, it tracks you for the entire shot. But then after it's all done, you realize, oh crap, I didn't want it to track me, I wanted it to track my kid or somebody else or whatever, my dog, halfway through this clip, and I wanted to bounce back to me. The way you do that is after you've tracked it, the tracking's done, it's all selected, you can see that yellow bar where everything's done. You just tap that yellow bar and it gives you kind of arrows on each end. You can hold one of those arrows on one of the ends and trim that up, slide it back and forth. You can actually trim that up. So especially if you're new to the app, it's really kind of easy to feel like once it's auto tracked, it's done and you can't change it, but that's not true. You can make it completely custom. You can track the entire clip and then you can trim it up after that. All right guys, so that was tip number 5, auto tracking trimming. Hopefully that helps you guys. If you like this content, if you like this video, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. We do tech videos of all kinds. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, please make sure to leave a comment in the comment box below. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.